number 93 in the Nissan. In the second row, Joe Cockbill, his best qualifying effort out of Atlanta, and David Murray in number 86. Then it's number 78, Court Wagner and Kevin Buckler in 83. Moving now to row 4, we have Jeff Turner in a Porsche and Riffing in another Porsche. And then in row 5 on the inside, Pete Halfer had some problems in qualifying yesterday. Schumacher on the outside. In the 6th row, we find Tom Hessert and Cohen. We move to row 7. Lewis and Seeley in a Porsche. One for Mazda. He's in a BMW today, and the green is flying. A time race, 40 minutes, and the scramble begins.
You know, one of the neat things about Atlanta is the way that starting position line is placed. And as we can see, the Nissan's taking the lead right off the start because being on the outside, he had a little bit more momentum when the green came out.
So your pole setter drops to third right away. 93, Henry Taleb from Ecuador. And the Ecuador Mobile Nissan has the lead. You can see Donahue back there in the BMW M3 in third position.
You know, plenty of time here. I mean, the one thing David is he's, even though he's young, he's very mature and he's very smart behind the wheel. So, you know, every now and then you're going to lose positions at the start of a race, and you just can't let it bother you too bad. Here we got it.
This David Murray on the inside. Number 86 makes the pass. David Murray.
And there we see David making a counter move on the inside, so he should come out of here in second place. Again, I'm surprised all these guys are dicing it up this hard this early, but, you know, everyone is trying to get track position.
Well, as we've said before, they started the season in a 24-hour event, as you're riding now with the Donahue BMW back there in third. They start the race with a 24-hour event, and we go to 12-hour, and now we're down to a 40-minute sprint.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, this is all flat out. I mean, you do have to run as hard as you possibly can. But
no, is it? Oh, look at that! He gets a little side bite coming off the corner. But Donahue gets passed now by the 96 car, almost up in front. Pete Halsmer has been putting on his own show. Now, Pete had some trouble in qualifying yesterday, had to start back in.
Like I mentioned earlier, I think what Taleb is doing by holding such a defensive line, a lot of these guys are trying to defend their position. They're slowing everyone down, and that's what's allowing Pete to move through the field.
Great racing resume. He's raced Indy cars and IMSA GTPs, off-road. In fact, he ran the Mickey Thompson Stadium. Oh, look at that! We have an off-track excursion. How far back can you go before you hit something?
One thing about Atlanta, out of view, especially with the rains that we've had. You know, you get off into that grass, and he's driving it very smoothly.
Right now, the teammates are running in third and fourth positions. From Road Atlanta, David Murray in the modified street version of the Porsche 968 continues.
That's going to get both those guys going slower, and that's going to fall right into the hands of Halsmer and Donahue.
Well, that's what Halsmer wants to happen right now, because as long as those two guys are battling up front, he can make up some ground and take his teammate with him.
Yeah, well, and also you got to wonder, you know, that
is Tim Vargo. Well, Vargo's teammate, Brady Refning, is in the car. Brady, they had 3 different drivers assigned to this, and we were not sure which driver was going to start the race, but Brady is...
This really, though, could play right into the BMW's hands, though, just because they are going to be in a position where Murray's going to be holding off Taleb. Sometimes that opens up a position.
Well, you can see the yellow flags from the turn marshals around this 2.5 mile.
Very interesting there. There were yellows in that corner to warn them of the incident ahead. You know, it's funny, when you're the leader, you see a yellow flag, you really don't want to slow down because you know that guy in second, he's not going to slow down. And so, unfortunately, under yellow situations, guys often... here we have, boy, we just came out of picture there, but I think we had Donahue
going
after
Halsmer. Halsmer for that third spot.
Again, that could be the two guys working together, though. We don't know whether, you know, maybe we could find out from Milner if they're team orders or if these guys are really racing each other.
Do you think he would admit that they had nothing right now to mount a charge on your 2 leaders?
They're doing, you know, the guys in front are doing a good job. You know, the biggest single strength of that Porsche is if he can get down a straightaway fast. Okay, he's doing a good job right now taking the defensive line. He doesn't want to leave anything for Taleb to take a shot at. But a lot of times when you do that, you start using your tires up a little bit too much.
10 minutes of this race, we have drafting going on between 1 and 2, and with the teammates back in third and fourth.
Well, you know what? I just think Murray's in a really good position here. I mean, hopefully he's watching his mirrors to see where Taleb is stronger and where he's weaker. But the one thing is, if you got horsepower, you're in a position to really hold a guy off.
Well, right there, it looked like Taleb had a look to the inside, had a thought, but then pulled back to tuck in behind your leader. So Murray continues to lead, but third and fourth, beginning to close in. This could make for a Donahue out in front. Then the Nissan, Henry Taleb Rice in third position. Kurt Wagner is now fourth. Kevin Buckler is fifth. And David Murray has dropped all the way to sixth position.
That's something interesting. Taleb got a very good run off that last corner here. So this is the one position where it might be difficult for Donahue to protect himself. And as we can see, Taleb's got a little bit of a draft. He's pulled out. And we'll find out really who wins the horsepower battle. And right for this lap, it looks like the Nissan's got it going down the hill.
Well, now he's back to second position. Set sail for Pete Halsmer. You see the brake lights come on as they go under the bridge. Turn 11, now down to turn 12. The right-hander and onto the main straightaway across the start-finish line.
Really concentrate on getting out of the corners quickly and not getting into them quickly and making a mistake.
About 6 minutes remaining in this 40-minute timed event, and Pete Halsmer has such a variety of experience. I mean, how many of these guys can say they ran off-road, they ran stadium, Mickey Thompson stadium races? This guy knows how to make that car very, very wide.
Well, he's run Indy cars, he's run GTP cars. I mean, you can go down the list. He's what you call a professional race car driver. He drives whatever, someone will put him in.
Look at this.
There we go. I tell you what, that makes you wonder whether or not the Nissan might just have a little bit more top end than the BMW. We'll have to see what Pete has to counter for him.
Well, we can't really see what happened there or what triggered that.
You know what? He got into a little bit of a skid, and you don't know whether he was helped into that or not. And it looked like the car
multi-car crash, and the weather conditions were just terrible. But we still have wet conditions outside the racetrack. The track itself is dry. Tom Hesser back to fifth position now, making a late run, but it's going to be Henry Taleb taking the victory in a car that's seen victory lane many, many times in the past.
I tell you what, there's nothing you like more than being a race car driver that has a car that has a history of winning. Because just mentally, you know that this car is good enough to win races. It doesn't need development, and that makes his job a whole lot easier. As Taleb runs in the lead, we've got Jeff Perner, the guy who's an instructor here, running third. So he's done a good job bringing it towards the front.
Schumacher is fourth, Hessert is fifth, Jack Lewis sixth. And coming down under the bridge, he'll be headed for turn 10, 11, and 12, and the checkered flag as Henry Taleb made it more difficult than he had to by hitting the curb, dropping back about 4 positions, and then put a late race charge on that took him by both Donahue and by Halsmer. There's the checkered flag. There was a wave from the cockpit, and Henry Taleb picks up the victory here in the Exxon Supreme GTS2 event here at Road Atlanta.
Sure, that's one very happy Ecuadorian. He's come a long way to win this race, and he did a fantastic job. I really wasn't sure whether when he fell back to fifth he'd be able to recover, but he got his composure, brought it back to the front, got by 2 very good drivers in Donahue and Halsmer along the way, and so a well-deserved win for him and his Nissan crew.
Well, of course, it was not even close at the end. I mean, he motored by Halsmer and then opened up that gap, and so there was really no question about the last couple of laps that if he did not make a mistake, it was his race to win. So obviously the Ecuadorian very happy, and he takes his victory lap, and we'll come back to have a visit with the winner in victory lane.
All right. Thanks, Jerry. Down here in Victory Circle again, a absolutely great drive, but he did it the hard way. The question to Henry would be, he went off the track early. What did he have to do to just focus back in?
Dice que cuando saliste a la pista, ¿qué fue lo que hiciste?
Le quise meter el carro en la frenada del rojo, pero me cerró y para no golpearme con él tuve que salirme. Me pasaron 4 carros, así que
Y después de eso,
apreté todo hasta coger la punta.
he was behind the Porsche, the red one, and he braked and he,
to the Porsche in the curve. He didn't do it, so after that, he said to himself, well, it's all the way. I told him the time that it was late for the race, and he went all the way, just pushed all the way through it. That's it. That's it.
Was this the kind of car to have at this race? Is this the type of car to have, the 2-frame car?
yes, it's a 2-frame car, Nissan 246.
And it was the right type of car for the type of race?
Yes.
All right, obviously they're happy about this, and coming from behind has got to make this win all the sweeter.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you.
All right, Gary, they're going to head on up and take the victor's laurels, grab some champagne, and celebrate, I'm sure, tonight.
Ahí está Henry primero.
So, very much so. And you guys were giving them a time, Victor, you were giving them a time all the way, pushing them along, huh? And you certainly got one. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Where are those little guys that had the red tape across their F3? Our man and our motorsport and the guys together. Seems to clean the apple wheels in a wild race for 40 minutes over here. Ready?